your girl Ashley, and today's video is going to be an update video because it's been kind of a minute. It'll be like over a week since my last post, and I know I am like falling out of my hair is wet. I just took a shower, but I'm like falling out of my consistency of posting. But this life update will hopefully explain any lingering questions that you guys have. So let's dive in. So I want to make this short and not go on like a tangent because I do love to just talk, and if you get me going, like I will talk forever, especially if it's about something that I love. So speaking of what I love, you guys know that I am a 200-hour yoga teacher. So I currently teach, and that's how I make my living. I teach yoga and I teach boot camps, and I do a lot of privates and stuff, and we will get into that. But I want to continue to expand my education, and the program I was going through was really weird. I love the program. I don't want to say the name of it, but the trainings were broken up. So you would have to schedule a training in April and then take your next one in October or something. And I really wanted just to be on a consistent track and constantly receiving that information and not let it like go stale, if that makes sense. You know, pick it up, be cool. Anyway, so I self-enrolled in this online yoga therapy training program. So this is a 300-hour program. So that will put me at 500 hours. And eventually I would like to host my own yoga teacher training. So if you're interested, let me know, because we can do that. Anything's possible. But this program is so interesting already. I started it in the middle of September, and it was kind of weird because it was like kind of like back to school, like everybody's going to school and now I'm going to school. I haven't gone to school since high school. I'm 22 right now, if you're new to this channel. And it's just cool to be like back in that immersion of knowledge and education, and just being surrounded by all these like-minded people and my professors. It's so different from traditional school because it's actually something I love. I did not like traditional schooling at all. It was terrible. It just did not resonate with me. I was not interested in the courses, and when I was in school, I was actually more interested in like science and the brain and psychology and art. Like I love to draw, and then writing. Like it took me a minute to love reading, and so now I love reading, and I try to read every week, maybe a chapter or two, depending on how busy I am, but I do try to read every week. I have a bunch of unread books that I plan to read in the future, but I'm just trying to stay sharp on my knowledge and continue to grow. And that's important if you want to be a yoga teacher, or if you are a yoga teacher. Remember to constantly continue to soak and absorb new information, so then your teaching will better and your self-practice will get better too. But this program is really cool because it's a yoga therapist program, and it's not about being a therapist like the traditional ones or a doctor, how a doctor will just diagnose you. All right, you have strep throat, so we're just gonna give you this medication for it. But in this yoga therapy program, they would view it as, okay, let's assess the person and not say, okay, we'll just give you some medication. Why do you have a strep throat? What's going on with your throat chakra? What's going on mentally? Have you been thinking about something that's been stressing you, or have you not been able to voice your opinion and now your throat kind of feels like it's constricted or it's closing up? Let's go further into that. So that's kind of like, that was an example I gave, but what I've been learning the past month now, learning how to talk to people, how to word things, how to be more empathic and be an empathic listener, and not just, take people's money, which most doctors do. You actually want to make a relationship with your client and continue long-term, so they have that mental health. Because it's great to, be physical and whatever, but I mean, that's the outer shell. You can't forget about your inner shells of mental clarity, emotional clarity, and working through unresolved emotions or thoughts that we have going through that may eventually manifest to a physical ailment. If you guys want me to share more insight about that, let me know. Like, I love reading your guys' comments and like suggestions, and whenever you're commenting on my Instagram, go follow that Instagram. I'll put it in the bottom one more time, because I do read the comments, and I love to give thoughtful answers about it. Second thing on my agenda I've been doing, so you guys know I've been teaching at this church, and I'm like teaching third graders, and we're doing like yoga, so we're learning about mind, body, and understanding our emotions and understanding what we're feeling. I know, like, it just seems so easy, but like when you become an adult, that's hard. So it's nice to start young and understand these emotions, because then we start developing like emotional kind of constrictions or muscular constrictions, if that makes sense. So everything happens as a child, and then that it transforms you into the adult that you are today. So like if you were abused as a child, you may close yourself off, and then it may not seem like this when you're an adult, but you can still feel, it may not look like a physical closure, but you may feel it internally. Maybe your heart starts to feel like it's closed off. But working with that with kids in a more like understandable, more approachable thing for a child to be able to understand. So then when they do become an adult, they're able to understand the emotions that they're feeling. So we're doing yoga stuff, we're doing classes, like kids classes. So it's not like a traditional class. And we're also adding games and stuff to it. And so I also teamed up at that church with a social worker, and we plan to expand hopefully more in the church and more in the community. So not only having the children involved, but getting the parents and guardians more involved too. And my goal actually, if you guys are familiar, in the Milwaukee County area of Wisconsin, I'm trying to be the first, or I will be the first African-American or young African-American woman making a difference in this community and offering affordable mental health therapies, wellness, trainings, therapy talk. Maybe it needs to be movement, so offering yoga classes, but just offering all of that affordable for communities in poverty. So real quick, it'll be in my description. It's always in my description if you guys want to donate and support this. I do hope to expand more in the community and in school districts too. So if you want to support my Patreon and PayPal are linked below, and that will help. Your donations will help. It'll just go right back into funding for more supplies and more resources to use. So yeah. Oh yeah. And another reason, going back to like why I've been so busy and not posting as frequently, I've been getting more clients. So that's a blessing at the gym and at home and wherever, and like online too. More clients I've been training or giving Reiki sessions to. So if you'd like to train with me, my website is also in the description, and we can always set up one-on-one times through Zoom or Skype. So let's train, let's talk, because we need to talk about mental health. And I don't know, I just love connecting with you guys, understanding people's stories and where they come from, and being able to relate, right? And it's so cool just learning to hold space for people, because sometimes people just need to vent, and hopefully understanding that and having the capacity to listen to somebody's thoughts and not trying to solve it. Let the person work through their emotions that they're feeling, so then they understand it and hopefully don't have to go through that whole turmoil. Because life is ever like repeating, and the same problems are going to keep presenting themselves until you learn to work with them yourself. You can't have somebody else do it for you. So if that makes sense. Yeah. Speaking about working online with you guys, I'm currently creating a online Reiki teacher training program. So if you're interested in becoming a Reiki practitioner and taking on your own clients and just learning more about the subtle body and energy, I will have programs and videos on the website as well, super soon to come. I do want to get a test group available, or if you guys would like to participate. I was thinking about maybe 6 6 participants. So if you know friends or family, let me know, and then we can do a practice module and then officially launch it. So you guys can be the pioneers of this program, and then they'll give me more insight, and then I can always correct and add more information if there's still lingering questions about the program, just so it's a solid thing for people to understand. So if you're more interested in learning about Reiki, comment that below, send me a DM, and we can connect. Well, that is it for today's video. I know I said I wanted it to be short, but like it's going on 11 minutes right now, I can see on the screen. But I hope that answered your guys' questions about where I've been and kind of what I've been doing in the community and myself, how do I call it? It's not a self-discovery, but my self-knowledge and always like absorbing. So I'm in this training right now too. So I hope that answered you guys' questions. If you do have them or comments, leave them down below. Like and subscribe to this channel. I hope to make this platform super educational and fun, and just people interested in learning more about themselves and then how they can help others. I want this to be a community platform for all of us to connect. So yeah, I'll see you guys in my next